Hi, welcome to Similar But Different, the podcast. Let's do that again. Okay. But I'm getting all the benefits.
Without having to pay.
Right.
Yeah, they screwed me. And then I found a bunch of friends that I was different from. I think I'd like the gram more if I got hit up in my DMs.
Okay, this should probably end. Hi, welcome to Similar But Different. I'm Rachel.
And I'm Jen.
Hey, Jen.
Hey, Rach.
How's it going?
It's going.
Yeah, despite the news that we just received.
Yeah, this is rough. I can't do it anymore. I just can't.
We were trying to think happy April 1st, everyone. Happy April Fool's Day. I was like, we should do an April Fool's joke to start the podcast. And I actually am not a big practical joke fan. Like, I don't find them fun or funny.
Yeah.
And so I kind of find April Fool's Day, I don't hate April Fool's Day, but I kind of find it annoying.
It's more predictable than anything else.
Yeah.
Now.
Well,
I feel like it's become predictable. Whatever you hear on April Fool's Day, you're like, fuck that.
sure. But I tend to forget, and I'll see something in the morning, and
Yeah.
like...
I haven't been got by an April Fool's joke since the unibrow, Anthony Davis, basketball NBA player.
Yeah, that's not an April Fool's joke that would have hit my algorithm.
Well, he shaved his unibrow, but in reality, it was AI. Like, he just covered it or, like, had them erase the hairs, and so it looked like he shaved it, which is a shame because he looks much better without the... But he still has a unibrow. And that's the last time I got by an April Fool's joke.
Yeah.
Or whatever thing.
I did a mean April Fool's joke in college.
Oh, God, what did you do?
Now I realize that it is inappropriate. I think fake pregnancy announcements online for April Fools, very much not okay.
Yeah. Well, why would you do that?
But in...
People do it all the time in relationships, though.
Yeah.
Oh, is that where you're going with this?
Yeah.
That's
So,
How'd
and
that
I
work
say
out?
that because I know a lot of people who have are trying so hard to get pregnant or recently had a miscarriage or something, and they were like, hey, just so you know, as an April Fool's joke,
Not
go
cool.
suck.
Not
Yeah.
cool.
Now in college, it wasn't like on the internet, but I did April Fool's Skylar and said that I was pregnant. And I let it go on for only like a couple hours.
Yeah.
But then he told his best friends, who are still his best friends to this day, and they were both like, dude, it's fine. We're all going to come together. We'll live in a house. We will take care of this baby. And it was really sweet.
Yeah. Actually, that's a good outcome from
Yeah.
it. Whew. I feel like it could go a lot of different ways there.
Yeah.
Like, nope, not ready to be a dad. Peace out.
Yeah. So they
But
were all
Skylar's
like,
not
no,
that
we're in
kinda
this
guy.
together.
I love that.
Yeah, I don't think we would be together if that was his
Reaction to
reaction. I don't
to an
actually
unrealistic
fully
thing.
even remember.
What if he
his
turned around
reaction.
after you said April Fool's and he was just like, yeah, April Fool's back to you. Like, you thought you were getting me with an April Fool's, and I got you by saying I would leave you if you got pregnant.
Oh, I thought you were
Boom,
saying,
boom,
like,
boom.
April Fools, I'm pretending like I care, but I don't. Bye.
No, that's aggressive.
Yeah.
Yeah. April Fool's. We tried.
Yeah.
I
Very
did.
poorly.
I don't know
We
if
were
that
trying to think of
counts.
something, and then I was like, whatever, let's just get started. Are you a practical joker?
No.
Like, even like pranks, I'm not into.
No.
Like, I don't find it fun to like cover someone's desk and Post-its or whatever.
Oh, shit. I did that a lot in my first job at Compare. Early
Yeah.
days of Compare.
And I can see younger me also finding that fun. And again, I'm not like, I'm not like angry about it if someone was to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just not like, ooh, this is fun. How am I going to get them back? I'm just like, okay.
See, yeah. And I'm the one that's like, ooh, I'm going to turn their desk into a beach with a pool in the middle. And I'm going to put every employee's head on a little popsicle, like another person's body. And they're going to be people at the beach playing games.
Okay. That is fun. And I think in my 20s when I wasn't as tired, and wanted to do something
so
like
true.
that,
Oh,
I
God.
would. But now I'm like, I
Ugh.
want to spend my time doing other things.
Yeah.
But see, okay,
But I was at work.
that is
Not
okay.
working.
Then I would be way more into it. Once, at my first job, I entered a talent contest, and I wrote a rap about the company and won.
Love that.
And because of that, the I don't know, head of people, HR, whatever, liked it so much that when the company won best place to work, they
Gave them
asked
the
me to no, we're like, can you write another rap about us being number one and perform it when we announce this? And so this was a sales job, so it sucked.
Oh.
And so I got to say to my manager, be like, I have to take time out of the day so I can meet with my beatboxer and
Shut up.
we can write this rap together because head of
Yeah, the
asked
top
us
needs
to.
this.
Yeah.
God,
And he was annoyed, but I was like, damn it, fine.
Yeah, can't say no.
Yeah, because he makes money if I make money,
See, this
Gotta
is
get
how
that
we are
commish.
similar but different, because I wasn't the one that came up with the creative song. That was all Waz. But also
Oh, yeah.
put together a song, performed it, and won a free trip to Europe.
Yeah, you got to go to the UK. I got a $50 gift card, which I will say at the time
Great.
felt like $1,000.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I still tell people to this day that I used to be in a world tour traveling band.
Yeah. Andy, who used to work
Yeah.
at Compare, he also used to work at Snagajob, this company where
Yep.
I won the contest, and he came up to me when I first started and was like, did you write this rap? And I was like,
girl?
I am. That is I.
Do you want me to
That
sign
I'm
something? I don't.
Making
Can
a
I
name
give you
for
my autograph?
myself. Yeah.
Would you like it?
Can you give me $5? I have a very low salary.
Oh, Snag a Job. Man, that was a place.
Yeah.
Remember that?
I don't think it exists anymore.
Really?
It was bought out. Yeah.
Damn. Anywho.
But to your point of turning someone's desk into a beach with all the employees' heads, I love that. If there wasn't sand involved, I think jokes are funny if they're not an annoyance.
Ooh.
I'm gonna give an example of a joke I would accept. If you were house sitting for me and you swapped out all of the photos in our frames of selfies of you or something.
Ooh, good
That
one.
is very funny.
Quality. Yeah.
Yeah, or if you slowly did that over time,
Mm-hmm.
that is funny.
Yep. I like that one.
But if you put saran wrap on the toilet seat and then I piss all over
Oh,
myself,
fuck that one.
not funny.
Yep. So the only good thing about, I feel like my roommate did this to me early days. And the only good thing about it was when I sat down, my cheeks touched the saran wrap. And I was like, what the fuck is that? So luckily I didn't start peeing yet.
See,
What do you do when that bounces up
but
and everywhere?
my body
It
is
shoots
essentially once. Okay, so I have sat in the middle of the night, gone up to go to the bathroom, and the lid has been closed for some reason, and I have just sat down, and the pee starts coming, and you're like, whoa.
That's hilarious.
Because your body is
Ready to
I have to
piss.
pee so bad, and it just knows that it can. So it kind of starts to release before you've made contact with the seat. Nothing's coming out, but it's just the hole has
process.
opened. Yeah.
I get that.
Once Skylar left the seat up and I sat, and yeah, I fell right in.
Yeah, I've definitely done that.
And that hurts.
Yes. It's not comfortable, and you feel gross.
Yeah.
I had to shower.
I know Nathan has strong feelings about he shouldn't have to put it down if you don't have to put it up.
Yeah.
And my retort, I mean, we've talked about it. I've talked about it with him. I have a lot of retorts, but honestly, the main one is that if I don't put it down, it doesn't harm you in any way. Or if I don't put it up, it doesn't harm you in any way. But if you don't put it down, it can harm me as someone who has sat down and been harmed
by it.
by the seat.
Well, so that people understand, Nathan's thought process here is that if he has to lift the toilet up and our toilet seat up and back down, he's making 2 rotations, two touches, 2 rotations to the toilet seat, versus you come in and have 0 rotations. So I said, if rotations is the problem here, then we will both have a rotation. We will always close it fully. So then you would rotate it up to pee yours and then rotate it down. And then I would pull mine up and put it down. So we always have 2 rotations.
Is that accurate?
And he doesn't follow it.
He doesn't, because every time I have peed in a toilet here, the seat is up.
Yes. That's this household. He tried to get me with this fucking rotation logic. And I was like, oh, okay, I understand what you're saying. I have 0 rotations. You have 2. We'll both have 2. We compromise. And no, he's like, I still don't like this.
It's like, I
won't
just
do it.
want it the way I want.
He wants it the way he wants it. And, men.
Yeah, men.
I also understand, I don't want to touch a toilet seat. And, he's germophobic, so he doesn't like touching it.
And he's more germophobic than you.
Way more germophobic than me. So that's part of his reasoning, is to say, like, I don't want to touch it. But it's like your
home internal germs. Like, I can understand on a public toilet seat, sure.
Yeah, he does not discriminate against the germs. No matter whose germs, it's bad germs. His germs, your germs, both bad germs.
Citizens, to give you behind the pod, Jenn invited me over for dinner before we started recording, which I loved, and it was very tasty. She made us chili dogs and fries, homemade, cut from the potato fries, not from a bag. And one of the fries, as Jenn was topping them my plate, fell to the floor. And I went to pick it up, and Nathan whips open the trash can. And I was like, oh, yeah, you want me to throw this away, don't you? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, he was like, you're going to eat that? And I said,
he's like, you got to throw that away.
Yeah. And I was like, I was gonna until I saw your face. And then he was so disgusted that I was like, oh, now I gotta take a bite.
I gotta bite it.
So I did. And I took a bite. And after I took a bite, I removed a penny hair off of it.
And we have a fairly clean home, to be fair.
Yeah.
It's just the
exactly.
hair.
You have a pet. And he was just like,
can't.
And I was like, but you're clean people. It's not like
thank you.
It fell into poop.
Yeah. He oftentimes, because he knows I will eat it, he will yell.
Oh, so you would have eaten it too?
Well, because he'll yell at me.
Right.
He will literally yell, "Don't eat that," and then feel like, oh my God.
I imagine this is how his mind is working. He's like, Jenn is my wife. I kiss my wife. If she eats the fry, I'm eating the fry. Where he's just like, that's Rachel, and I do not approve of her choices.
but I cannot.
Yeah. It doesn't impact me directly.
Indirect
her
germ
germs
infestation.
Are her germs.
Yeah, it's interesting life that we live here in this household. Man, chili cheese dogs were good though.
Yeah, they were quite good.
I invited you because we were planning on having hot dogs, and I was like, Rachel and I have talked about hot dogs, so gotta see if she wants to join.
Yeah,
it was good.
I appreciate that. I think my exact response was, hell yeah.
It was. It very much was. Oh gosh, I want to go back a little bit to the like pranks and stuff.
Okay,
because I'm trying to think. I feel like I'm annoyed now, but at the time I did like the pranks. But I was never good at what I'm going to do to get someone back.
Mm.
So, and looking back, I'm like, what an annoying time. But at the time, I know I enjoyed it. Like the toilet seat thing. And I'm trying to remember the things that, because I think my roommate did that to me. And I feel like I did not have a rebuttal. And so now I'm like, do I owe her a rebuttal?
I do like the long game.
Oh, the long
like
con?
If you were to do it now.
What? How
this is
epic.
for 12 years ago when you put saran wrap on the toilet seat. We worked with someone who regularly, like if you didn't lock your computer, he was messing with it.
Oh, did the flip screen thing and stuff?
Yeah, or like, I don't know, changed my mouse.
To be a left mouse? Is that a right mouse?
Yeah.
Those were the things
Um,
people did. I hated people like that.
Yeah. And I was like, that's just see it. You gotta be. It's like a fine
Fine line.
balance. I just hit my mic.
Oh yeah,
I'm
you
very
were supposed
nervous.
to.
It's gonna mess with it.
Oh shit.
But like, if you go too small, then it's just like that's annoying. Like,
This is dumb.
okay, haha. If you go too big, it's too much.
Too much.
You
Rachel
know?
has guidelines for you to follow when
I
you
really
want
do.
to prank her.
Did you ever watch New Girl?
Yes.
Okay, and I think of like Winston. He was a bad pranker. He either went way too small or way too big.
Winston's the best.
Yeah.
Those characters are
They're all the best.
solid set of
a great
characters.
ensemble.
God, I still love Schmidt.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Nick's great.
I'm trying to think of like jokes. Like was I a bully? In elementary school,
Does that count as bullying?
we used to like I don't know. I think there was like this joke we used to do of like writing a note pretending that you were someone else or like pretending you were someone's crush or something. And I remember writing one during like watching a movie and being like, "Hey, I just think you're so
Circle
cute.
yes or no.
Love your secret admirer," but then would like give it to a friend as like a joke. And then my teacher caught me writing the note and took it, and I was very embarrassed. And now I'm like, why would that be embarrassing?
Did they make you read it out loud?
No.
Oh. That was a note thing I feel like teachers did.
Yeah, I never had that experience.
Oh, I don't know if I've had that experience, but I do know.
I've had my notes taken and read privately, like the teacher
the
would
teacher
read it,
read
but
it.
didn't make me read it
Thank
aloud.
God a teacher never got the notes that me and my friends passed. I actually went through some recently. I kept everything from high school apparently, so I went through a bunch of notes that I had since. Well, there was one thing in there from 2003, of like, I think it was like OBZ and BMO,
Yeah.
BFFs forever type,
Aww.
like just a like drawing thing. So I had that, but I was reading through some of these notes that we would pass in the halls because we didn't have cell phones to text message. And then eventually we got cell phone. Oh, some people did, but the brick Nokias,
Yes.
that was like.
And you couldn't text. It was expensive.
Yeah. And that was junior, senior year time frame. And I feel like we were still passing notes.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I was going through reading those and I was like, fuck, if a teacher had caught those, I would be the most embarrassed. I'm embarrassed reading them now as an adult looking back at
But
some of
isn't
the
it
things.
fun that you have them?
I love that I have them. I was sending pictures of tech to all my friends and saying, oh my God, look at this.
My mom gave me a shoebox recently that she like found in my childhood closet, and it is filled with notes. So I was finding some, and even some from like boys who had like written me notes, who had like crushes on me or like poems and stuff, and I was like, it's sweet that I have this. Like, what a like childhood memory. And then Skylar recently got some of this as well, when we like got stuff from his mom's house, and he's like, these are like notes from high school of like, and I was like, oh, that's so fun. Like, I don't know, a tiny like cutout, like when you got your photos and like, oh, keep the photo in your wallet, and it was like his crush had like written on the back of it or something. He's probably like, Rachel, that didn't happen. I don't know what you're talking about, but like, I think I'm remembering that correctly. But like, that's kind of the thing. Like in high school, you keeps this thing of like, hee hee hee.
Yep.
I like this person.
I don't know what it was. The one thing that got me was, so I think I've talked about the guy I dated in high school that I really liked, and then we broke up like 2 months later.
The one who
like day after Valentine's Day, huh?
The one who liked camo.
Yeah. But I was reading some of the notes that we passed back and forth, and for some reason, it was probably doomed from the beginning. We just constantly called each other's losers. You're the bigger loser. You're a loser. Hey, loser. It was just constant loser back and forth.
I mean, sometimes I remind Skylar that I'm like, I flirt with meanness.
Yeah, apparently.
Like, I don't know what attracted him to me, because I was like, I probably made fun of you, and you're like, yeah,
that's hot.
That girl. So you can't be mad at me now. That is still what I do.
Yeah, I'm apparently the same way.
Right, like I don't know how to be sexy, So I'm going to make fun of you and break you down until you're like, wow.
Till you need me to build you up.
I'm a sorority.
That is how it worked.
Yeah. And then you pay to be with me by taking me on dates.
Man.
That isn't how it worked. Once, though, when I went to visit Skylar, like during the summer, his mom was like, oh, well, let me give you gas money to like get back home, because I had to like drive 2 hours. Because like I lived in Northern Virginia, he lived in Southwest Virginia. And then she opened her wallet and she didn't have any cash, so she made Skylar go up and get some cash. And he was like, you're just going to give that back to me, right? And I said, I am not.
No, I'm taking this. Hello.
I need my gas money.
Gas isn't cheap.
Poor
Although back then it was.
college kid.
Yeah. Man, I'm impressed that you would drive that far. I would be like, sorry, this isn't going to work.
Well, that's when it was like the summer of college. So when school started again, we came back together. But also my best friend needed to meet my new boyfriend. And so she actually came with me, which Skylar was like, yeah, I mean, I guess it was nice to meet your friend, but no, I really just wanted you to come by yourself.
Oh, do
I'm
you
like,
now?
He's like, well, we're not going to kiss and stuff if your friend's here.
Kiss and stuff. Oh, that's fun. Yeah, good times.
Did you play jokes in high school?
I'm sure I did.
I feel like also, I'm trying to think like on sports teams and clubs I was a part of, if there were like common jokes. Oh, this is just me talking a lot. But once, okay, so I was involved in theater in high school and college. But in high school, there was this scene and there was like rows of chairs. And someone in front of me like stood up, says her line. And I was just bold, I guess. I pulled her chair out. So when she sat down, she fell on her ass, and she fell hard.
Damn, she probably did just. Oh,
yeah, and she was an upperclassman, so I had people be pretty like, "Hey, youth, not cool."
Yeah, what?
And I was
the
like,
fuck?
"Yeah, what the fuck was I doing?"
Shit, that's a good one though.
But that is a
Quality.
common one.
That's a quality one.
You know what's uncomfortable?
Oh God.
We had a work outing together, and higher up at the company, we would go bowling.
Oh God.
And this person liked to come up behind the girls when we bowled.
An older man.
And like hold the bowling
Grab
ball.
the bowling ball from their hands.
So you like are trying to bowl, and they're like, "Oh, I can't."
How
someone's
funny.
Holding it. And so I was new to the company, and you and our other friend warned me that this happened. And so when I went up to bowl, I had my ears on alert for
ready
people
for
behind me. And I remember turning around and seeing him coming. I said, "We don't do that."
Yep. I remember that. I was like, this is the way to do it. God, yeah, that was a crazy time.
Yeah. And that's also an acceptable joke when it is age appropriate and subordinate manager.
Like, yeah, your level
appropriate.
Yeah.
Also, actually, no, it's not appropriate at a work outing. It's
just
appropriate when you're out with friends, and it's appropriate to do once.
Yeah,
If you do it more than once, then you're just like, okay, now this is annoying.
Yep. Like,
they like to do it more than once.
Often, every fucking time. And then
Yeah.
you do things because you take action instead of saying anything because you're a little scared to say something, you know, to the big bad boss. And then people think that you're just fucking joking.
Yeah.
Think it's just a fucking joke.
Yeah.
Oh, she likes it.
And you know what, folks? She don't.
She don't. She don't. Yeah, I don't even think wouldn't even have considered those pranks just because of the way that I think it felt.
Yeah.
Which is funny to say that because like that just goes with like interpretations of things. Like one person thinks that this is just like a fun prank and probably is not intending or trying to. What the fuck is that dog doing? Trying to like hurt or make someone feel uncomfortable, but that's exactly what it does. On the other end of it, you're like, this is fucking awful and uncomfortable and I hate it.
Yeah.
But how do you know? That's why I think
You
back
gotta
in like
pick up on the vibe.
yeah. See, like that's why I think back in high school, maybe I was a bully, but like
Vibes weren't a thing when we were in high school.
yeah, right? No one had vibes. But like in my mind, if I picked on you, I liked you.
Yeah. If
Like,
I'm giving you energy,
I feel like that sounds
then
like
I like you.
my time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that sounds like a really bad thing nowadays. Nowadays it's just like, look, the picking on you means I like you is over.
Well,
But it was great when I was younger.
I actually still think it's applicable.
Yeah?
Like, I think like, I think saying, like, if you as the individual who is being, like, picked on, it doesn't make you feel good, then saying the excuse, oh, it's just because they like you, is a shitty excuse.
Mm-hmm.
Now, my assumption is that when you're, like, picking on and teasing people, they are your friends and you're
Yeah.
joking around and they're not hurt by it. And then it's like, yeah, if you're a boy, maybe I'm doing that because I'm giving you attention because I like you and I don't know how to flirt, but I'm not doing hurtful things. I'm not tripping you in the schoolyard or like pinching you. And they're like, oh, it's because he likes you. And I'm like, well, then teach people how to flirt better.
Yes.
Because I'm not like making you feel like shit because I like you, you know?
I mean, I might be.
Oh, okay. Well,
Not intentionally. Like I don't know what may spark, like what may be something that's really sensitive for you.
yeah.
And to me, I on the outside looking in, I don't see it as a big deal.
You
Whereas it can be
know,
fun
this
to
is
pick.
true. Okay, and this is very relevant because recently Skylar told me, he was like, yeah, you used to make fun of the way I wore XYZ all the time. When we either like were just talking or like had started dating or whatever. And I was really insecure about it because of like this other thing, but I just didn't say anything. And I'm like, oh, so I was being mean. And he was like, yeah.
See, but you didn't like you would have
Yeah.
never thought that. It was just it's all in jest.
Yeah.
But it's not because people interpret things differently.
But I think it
Whereas-
depends. Like, I don't think you need to, like, teasing people and picking on people is also, like, can be a form of love and endearment. Like, Skylar and I pick and tease on each other now.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, sometimes one of us will be like, hey, sensitive.
Not there.
And then you're like,
I got
okay.
it. But see, that's why I like that. I've brought this book up before, the Four Commandments or something like that, or and they talk about like technically words
Is it
can
four agreements?
four agreements.
I was like, the 10 Commandments?
yeah, I'm way the four agreements, but like one of them mentions like words can only hurt you if you let them.
Yeah.
So like from your perspective, yes, you can choose to take what that person is saying as hateful and mean, or you can choose to ignore it, or see it as maybe they're another way that they could be doing it, which is intended to be all in jest and have a good time and fun. Some of my favorite people, I like them solely because they are totally cool with being the butt of the joke.
Yeah.
It's not a thing for them. Not that they maybe they enjoy it, but like they don't get offended, and you never have to worry about what you're saying around those people. You feel more, it makes you more comfortable, which is why I like those people a lot.
Well, I
Hopefully I'm those people.
you know them well.
Yeah.
So it's also, I'm sure there are things that you could say that you're like, yeah, I'm not going to give you a hard time about that because you're going
totally.
through it. So I think it's also just like knowing people.
Know your audience.
Yeah, know your audience.
And if you don't know them, at least start with respect and go from there.
Yeah, know your audience. Be aware of the vibes.
Vibes, because that's a thing now.
Yeah, vibes with a Z.
That's funny. You know, we jumped right into April Fools and just completely skipped over updates and how things have been.
Yeah.
'Cause-
So March Madness is happening.
Oh, God, March Madness was great.
Is it over?
Well, the opening weekend's over, which is
And that's what you care the most
it's the most
about.
exciting time because there's like 4 games on at a time, nonstop, and
How was your table?
it was great. Everybody came out. It was a good time.
I saw
Fun
Mel
vibes.
posted a picture of the group.
Yep.
That was nice.
Mel, Janelle, Lynn's, Hands. It was a good table and a lot of fun. there were times that I was actually okay with this, but I was surprised that I actually was so caught up with them and talking and having a good time that I didn't watch a game.
So maybe you're like, you don't want your own table.
No, I do well, yeah, true. Yeah, it was just one of those things. So I did notice Friday I paid more attention to the games that I was, because they did not come out Friday, they came out Thursday. Friday I was watching the games more and I was gambling more, and it was a loss weekend for Jen.
Oh.
Jen didn't do well.
How much did you lose?
Out of the, I think I started with $60 and we are down to like 25.
Okay.
All $5 bets, or I think I did do a couple $10 parlays, and that's where I fucking lost it. Okay.
I don't really know what that means.
So parlay is you combine like 3 or multiple bets together, which increases your odds. So for the early games at March Madness, there's an over/under, and there's a number that they basically say 160.5. They always do a half, even though there's no half points. 160.5. And you basically I took the under. So I would say, the two teams combined are going to score under 160 points for this game. And then I did the same thing for 2 more games to go over or under. And I did the unders on all of them. And if you hit all of them, your chances to make more money are higher, or your chances to make more money is greater, but your chances of winning are lower.
Okay. I'm going to act like I followed most of that, but I have a general idea.
Yeah.
So a parlay is combining multiple bets.
Yep. And if you miss any of them, you make no money.
Okay.
You
so
have
it's
to get all of them.
riskier.
Yes.
Okay.
So I got excited because I was like, yeah, unders always. And fuck me if there was always one game. These people in Vegas that are sitting there determining where to set these fucking thresholds I don't understand how they do it. They are predicting the scores of games so well. So well. It's impressive.
So it's not like an internal little bet with your group. It's like some big.
FanDuel Sportsbook is what I use. I think there's a bunch of different MGM bunch of different apps you can use. And I just go in and I'd place like a $5 bet here, a $10 bet there. And then for funsies, I did so before the Mount St. Mary Duke game, Mount St. Mary's, the assistant coach, or one of the assistant coaches, used to live here with me as well as with Nathan.
Oh, cool.
Shout out Dave. And so I was like, let me throw $5 because it was plus 8,000 on the money line.
Wait, Dave lived with you and Nathan?
Yeah.
Like once with you and then once with Nathan?
Yeah, I started here when I had a lot of the Randolph-Macon guys.
Yeah.
And then when I was like getting people out the door, Dave kind of shifted over. I think Dave actually wound up going so that it would make room for someone here.
Oh. Nice.
Yeah, I think that's how it worked. But yeah, we just kind of rotated people back and forth.
Did his team do well?
They lost real bad.
Oh, okay.
They lost real bad. Duke looked really good, so it really wasn't their fault.
Are they normally a good
number 1 team?
Because isn't Duke known as being good?
Duke is always known for being good. They are very good. And they have the best player in the country on their team right now. It's fine. Best player in the country. But Mount St. Mary, I think, was just happy to be in the tournament because they won the play-in game.
Yeah, okay.
So that's big. I mean, it's probably big for their school. And I think it's big. I mean, making it to the tournament is huge, especially men's NCAA Division I. Like, whoa, big time.
Yeah, that's very exciting.
So yeah, it was a loss weekend, and then the worst part of all of it, just to circle back to women's sports again, I devastated Juju, which we talked about, Juju Watkins, tore her ACL last night.
Oh,
yeah, and it's bad. So that's a shame. The team still went on to win. But, like, she's one of the best players to watch in women's college basketball right now.
that sucks for her.
And their season's over. They're number 1 seed. And now, who knows what's going to happen.
Is she a junior, senior?
I actually think she's like a sophomore or junior.
Whoa!
So, I think she's pretty young. Maybe? Because I only remember seeing her last year as the first year that I think I remember seeing her play. But I could be late to the game.
Yeah. Will she be able to play again, or how bad is it?
I mean, she'll be able to play. You just don't know. When you have, like, a major ACL tear or, like, certain knee surgeries, but like even like Achilles and stuff, you never know how the player's going to return after surgery.
Yeah.
Or at least I feel like you never know if they're going to be the same. But I mean, plenty of players are like KD. His Achilles snapped and he's back better than ever. So
Sorry, for some reason the Achilles tendon is one of those things for me where I'm just like the thought of it being.
I think it's the
like,
Achilles. It snaps up and you can see it. God,
it just like
that's
really freaks me out. I think it's gross.
Aaron Rodgers too did that. Ugh, God, it's awful to see.
Yeah.
When they do it in slow mo. Anyways, so it was a lost weekend. My team, Carolina, lost all my bets, and then with Juju out of the tournament, it is very sad.
But you have fun with your friends.
But I had a great time. I enjoyed it. Yeah, that's my recap on the Mad About March.
My recap has happened. Well, a very busy weekend that involved food, meeting partners, seeing musicals.
Oh.
Seeing orchestras, and then having massive diarrhea.
Oh shit. Literally.
But my recent wins that have happened today are I have had this pimple. You probably won't be able to see it, citizens, on my face that has just been like existing as a red bump under the layers of skin for like 2 weeks. I'm like, make yourself present. Like, come fully to the surface so I can deal with you or
show
go
yourself.
Away. Yes. And finally, like literally right before I came over here, I was like, there is enough of a whitehead. I'm going to go to town on this.
Do you lance or push to pop?
What's lance?
Like take like a little blade? And
I did because it wasn't like, normally I would just like do a quick like push with my fingers. And if that doesn't do it, I use a safety pin.
Yeah, exactly.
And just try to like, get it open.
Peel it open.
And I did that, and it just immediately was like, but then I was like, oh, okay, because I don't want to do a ton with the needle, and so then I go in to try and pop it, and I don't know if this has ever happened to me, but I was up by the mirror, and I popped it, and it popped and splattered all over the mirror.
Quality.
It was disgusting. What? I am not one of those pimple popper girls. Like, that is not a gross habit. Like, I do not want to watch those videos. I think it's disgusting.
I don't want to watch the videos, but I enjoy when I used to have a really bad acne problem, and I used to like get satisfaction from when they popped well.
Are
like,
you someone who likes, like, you'd be into popping someone else's pimple?
Nope, I will not touch you.
Yeah. No. I know other people who are into that, and I'm like, don't touch me. I don't want to touch
I say that.
around.
I would pop Nathan's pimple.
I literally thought,
he won't let me.
What a good wife. I would not pop Skylar's. I was like, wow, I should have been videoing this because I have friends who would have been very excited to watch it go down. But anyways, it's still red, and I have a little blood scab there right now, but I'm so happy
that it's finally out.
And the other thing is, I had popcorn on Sunday, and I have had a little kernel stuck in my gums. I have brushed. I have flossed multiple times because it is Tuesday. I have mouthwash. I've eaten other foods.
Oh, shit.
And it wasn't until today, again, around the same time as popping of the pimple.
Jesus, the pimple relief?
Like, yeah.
Maybe that kernel got in there and was talking to your skin.
Right, exactly. They're like, you know what? We're ready to be out together. And I was like, what a big day.
What a good Tuesday.
For things like in and around my mouth. Yeah.
That's what she said. Yeah. Tuesdays, I think, are terrible. It's obviously the worst day of the week. Everyone would agree?
Yeah.
I think. What does Tuesday offer? What does it offer?
It offers nothing.
Except zero value.
A new episode of this podcast.
God, that's why
we picked Tuesdays.
That is why we picked Tuesdays.
I remember. I think in our bio it used to say we agreed Tuesdays are the worst day of the week, so we thought it'd be a good day to release an episode.
Yes, 100%. We want to make Tuesdays better.
Yeah.
Make Tuesdays great.
Great. Not even again. They've never been.
They never were.
Great.
Now they are.
Yeah.
Or at least however long you listen to our podcast, it's great.
Yeah.
Every time someone tells me that they listen to the pod, it just brings me a little bit more joy.
Yeah.
Every day I get
it's really exciting.
A little bit more excited.
Is it raining? Yeah.
Yes.
I think so. Okay. Well, April showers. Getting ready for those May flowers.
Yeah. This is a very soft blanket.
Yeah.
I like it.
You can thank my mother for it.
Yeah, well. We need to work on a little bit more. I'm curious what people think of the new vid, and then thoughts on the backgrounds that we should like. How should we decor our wall?
Well, we have the sign.
Yeah, but the sign.
We need to put up our Polaroids.
Yeah. Do people know we do that?
I don't know. So if you are a guest on the podcast, we will take a Polaroid of you. I have them all right here. We have just not found a way to display them. So we're gonna figure out. Wow, I keep hitting the mic.
You need to be better.
A way to do that. While we're talking about the pod, thank you so much for those who have been participating in our March Madness Taylor Swift bracket. It's been a whole lot of fun. I've really loved engaging with all the Swifties on TikTok. That's where we're seeing most of the engagement.
Big fan.
And if you are liking it, please like repost and share and comment and like. I would love for like more people to get involved. We know Swifties are a big chunk of the population.
Big chunk of the pop.
And it's been fun, and we still have a long way to go.
We do, because did we get through the whole first round?
No.
See, we still have a section of the first round. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to be doing that. And the feedback is loved. Hans was like, hey, I want to see the bracket so I can, like, follow along and, like, look at the matchups. And I was like, God, Hans, this is why.
Yeah.
I love you.
And I took that feedback, and I ran with it as of today.
As of today. It's hard, though. It was hard.
Yeah.
To set it up, so.
Yeah,
kudos
social
to
media
you.
is hard.
I'm
very impressed at
I'm impressed
people
with you
who are.
always.
Oh, thank you.
Always.
Well, any final thoughts? April Fools, practical jokes.
Yeah,
do
this
you
did
like
kinda turn into
brands that do
Brands
April
that do it?
Fools? I think you gotta. It
depends on how you do it.
It is a fine line, as I keep saying, but there are funny ones.
What's a funny one? I can't even think
I
of one.
usually like. I don't know. Like, just think of like Oreo coming up with some like disgusting flavor.
It would probably still taste
You
good.
know, I'm really into the classic Oreo. I don't need them all fancy.
Oh God, the lemon and the white,
That one is good, but that's not even an Oreo to me. That's just a different cookie.
a wafer cookie or whatever. Sorry. I would prefer that companies do like a fun joke versus like gaslight you into how their logo has not changed, but it has.
What?
You didn't see that whole thing? Fruit of the Loom tried to say that they didn't have a cornucopia or something.
Oh yeah, I think I like listened. There was like podcast episodes about it.
Yeah, it was a whole thing. Well, I didn't listen to the podcast about it, but it was a huge deal.
Yeah.
It's like you are gaslighting.
There are a lot
us.
there are a lot of logos like that. I don't
Yeah.
think that's an April Fool's prank thing.
No,
I think
that's
them just
gaslighting.
being
Saying,
but
you
they
crazy.
say that it's not real, even though I still believe that it is.
It
They
is
had a
real.
cornucopia.
Yeah. Well, people have posted like old images and clothes and stuff.
Fruit of the Loom, why are you so against
Your
the
cornucopia.
cornucopia? I'm like, does it have some racist background, the cornucopia? When I think of cornucopia, I actually think of Hunger Games.
Really?
When they called that center area in the beginning where all the weapons are that you can grab the cornucopia.
Yeah, isn't that, I actually don't know the definition of a cornucopia, or if it is just like a collection of fruits, or if it can be a collection of anything.
So you could say that your husband has a cornucopia of baseball cards.
Or shit, just to say a cornucopia of shit.
Well, this has been fun. We gotta
has.
wrap it up so we can do more of our Taylor Swift bracket.
Chill. Wow, I don't know why I did that.
All right,
But
that can be your sign off.
Is that my new sign off?
Ta-ta, citizens.
Chill. No, I don't like it. I want a new one. I'm gonna work on this.
Just do a different one each time and see what lands. Well, people will give their feedback. Be like, I liked or disliked that.
Let's do that. Let's lie down and leave Rachel alone. Or hey,
I'm just giving you kisses.
it's okay. Just lie down, girl. Won't you go lie down? Good girls. Sweet, precious pup. Oh, you're so cute. God, this dog. The best. Dub bears.